It's always shocking when parents decide to kill their own child, but a story has come out of Iran where two pensioners have admitted to butchering their own son, as well as their daughter and her husband, because their behaviour offended their moral beliefs. Iran Koromadin, who is 74, and Akbar Koromadin, who is 81, told police they had used sleeping tablets to knock out their son before suffocating and stabbing him and cutting up his body. The victim, Babak Koromadin, was 47 and a filmmaker and teacher in Iran. According to Hussein Rahmani, a Tehran police officer, the parents targeted their son because he was single and having relationships with students. Akbar told how Babak's mother had initially drugged him. He said it was Friday night when his mother cooked chicken and poisoned it to make him unconscious. But he didn't eat it and instead went into his room and slept. So we put the food in the refrigerator. He woke it up the next day and ate it. Once his son had passed out at about 5 o'clock p.m, Akbar tied up his feet to a chair and then put a plastic bag on his head and then stabbed him several times, including in the neck. They carried the body into the bathroom, cut it into pieces, put the body parts in 3 suitcases and dumped them around the city. The filmmaker's murder was discovered in the early hours of Sunday morning, when police were called to the Tehran suburb where they lived when someone spotted human body parts in the bin. Among the body parts that were discovered, police found 2 hands where they used fingerprints to identify the victim. Then they went to the house of the parents. After being taken into custody, the couple confessed they also killed their son Faramaz because he was abusive in 2011, apparently with the help of their daughter Arazu, who they then proceeded to murder in 2018 in the same way as her brother Barbek because she was allegedly addicted to drugs. The crime has prompted an intense discussion in Iran about the legal system that offers relative leniency to parents who killed their own offspring. Murder is usually a capital offense in Iran, but people who killed their children face a maximum of 10 years in jail. But because they killed their son-in-law, Faramaz, who wasn't their child, they could still potentially receive the death penalty. Iranian authorities have secretly executed Sajid Sanjari, a juvenile offender who was 15 years old at the time of his arrest and spent more than a decade in prison. In August 2010, police arrested Sajjad, who was then 15, over the fatal stabbing of a man. Sajjad said the man had tried to rape him and had claimed he had acted in self-defense. But rather than investigate his claim that he acted in self-defense, in 2012 he was convicted of murder and sentenced to death. Amnesty International issued a statement on August 4th of 2021, stating that the prisoner's family had been unaware of the execution, which was carried out on August 2nd, until a prison official asked them to collect his body later that day. In January 2017, Sanjari's scheduled execution was halted due to an international outcry, including a statement by the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. It was rescheduled for July 25th of 2021, but again cancelled at the last minute amid an international outcry. He was then executed in secret with no announcement to prevent any further delays. Amnesty International has identified more than 80 individuals across Iran who are currently on death row for crimes that took place when they were children. Afghan comedian Nazar Mohammed Kasha known commonly as Kasha, from a village in southern Kandahar, was dragged from his home and forced into the back of a vehicle and killed by the Taliban. A video circulating on social media appears to show Kasha with his hands tied behind his back, squeezed into the back seat of a car between two men, with one holding an assault rifle. In the video, 60-year-old Kasha makes a joke at the expense of one of the kidnappers and receives 2 slaps to the face. Another man outside the frame barks, "Don't let him go, strangle him." A second video published on social media appears to show Kasha's motionless body lying on the ground, having been shot multiple times. A man lifts his head up to reveal his face, and he is instantly recognizable by his distinctive mustache. Kasha picked up a loyal following on TikTok, in which he would crack jokes, perform songs and poke fun of himself. After the withdrawal of Western forces, his killing has led to the fears that the Taliban, who are not known for their tolerance of humour, music and artistic free expression, will start targeting artists and performers. Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid acknowledged that the 2 men were Taliban that did the killing, and said they have been arrested and will be tried. However, he also alleged that the comic was a member of the Afghan National Police and had been implicated in the torture and killing of Taliban members, but provided no evidence to back up his claim.